There is out the back window. There's some snow/ice. And then, there we go. What's it look like? Well, looks pretty nice, but it's very cold. Like, look at the mirror. It's like stacked. That's funny. I'm about to, we have the car on and the heater running a little bit, so it's warmed up some inside, but I am about to brave the cold because I have to go to the restroom, so I have to run to the bear box and get a bunch of stuff and then get ready for the day. Here we go. Ugh. Where are my shoes? There's the car. The crash pads. Oh, that's a fire pit. Can't walk that way. Here we go. Where's our bag? Man, look at these trees. They look awesome. It's just for a reason. Now I'm going to the bathroom. Back into the snow. The pretty and freezing snow. One of the main things we do is crack the sunroof so that there's airflow. And times when it's raining and snowing, because we've been in both so far already, we'll kind of just stick the crash pads on top of the sunroof a little bit so it prevents stuff from going in. And then this is just an inflatable kiddie pool that covers the crash pads, thankfully, because they are covered in snow. How much is this? It's like 2 inches. So, and then this, I don't know how well you can see this. It's kind of like a netting type of fabric that we picked up before we left, and we'll kind of stick this, if it's not bad weather, we'll stick it on top of this, or we'll stick it, yeah, in there.
Oh, not there, up here.
Where you, yeah.
Where is that?
In there. And this prevents like bugs and stuff from getting inside, so it's been really effective. Good morning. As I showed you already, it is, well, it's not snowing, it snowed. And it is supposed to snow again. So since it's been snowing the past couple days, I thought I would just take a quick second and show you how I am staying warm, sleeping in the snow in the Honda Civic. And so pretty much for me, like sleeping in anything above like 28 and up is fine. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't do anything special, which even the things that I do to prepare for sleeping in weather like this, I'm pretty basic and really simple, so it's not a lot, which you'll see in a second. But yeah, so anything above like 28 degrees is normal. It's just kind of like, okay, cool, sleep in your sleeping bag, you'll be fine. It's when it starts getting under 28, especially if it's going to be raining or snowing or slushing or icing or anything like that. That's definitely when it's like, okay, it's probably going to get a little bit cold, so there's a little bit extra involved. Yeah, let me just take you to the car and show you an average night of sleeping when it snows and how I do my best. Oh, I almost fell. I hit a rock. How I do my best to stay warm when it's freezing outside. Cold. Not that cold apparently. What?
Look how fluffy it is.
I know. It's definitely like 2 inches. I like measured it on the crash pads. Ooh, it's so soft. It's like cute snow. Is that a thing? Really? You're just piling it on.
Yeah.
Alright, will you help me film this nonsense real quick? And I think it helps too, you know, when you're in this weather pretty regularly, you obviously acclimate. So like, I'm not wearing gloves, I'm not wearing a hat, really anything. And I'm not cold like at all. I was this morning when I got up like from the car to get outside. That's like the hard part, you know, getting out of the vehicle. But then once you're outside, it's like, it's fine. Okay, so the first thing we did, and this is not just like for snow or rain, this is for just living in a car. The first thing, or one of the first things that we did before we even left, was make these Reflectrix window covers. And so they really help because one, they kind of bounce back the like body heat and stuff from us, and they also keep like the cold out, because even this morning, like when you open it just like this to kind of see like what's going on outside, you can feel the cold like rushing in almost immediately. Okay, so the number one thing that is super important in my opinion, and the thing that keeps me like really warm, is my sleeping bag. I have a 0-degree sleeping bag. I've contemplated getting like a mummy sleeping bag because it would, you know, keep you more like snuggled in. But this one, because this one's really wide, I don't know if you can tell, but it goes very far. But I still like this one because of the fact that like when I'm in it, I can kind of move around and curl up in a ball if I have to, or like move my knees and stuff, which I don't know if with a mummy one I'd be able to do that. And then also, this is like, I've been living in cars for almost 6 years now, and this is the only sleeping bag that I've had the entire time. And my mom bought me this one for like my first Christmas in a vehicle, so it's kind of sentimental. But it does a really good job. Like, I love this thing. So I think the first thing for me is the sleeping bag. That's like the most important. And then inside my sleeping bag, it's not just the bag. So what I do is I have a blanket. It's not any kind of special blanket. It's just like a one I got from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I keep it in here. It's kind of more of like a throw blanket size, and what I do is I use that to wrap it around my feet like a couple of times, because that's where I get the coldest. And then over on this side, I usually sleep with an extra base layer and then a hat in case I decide I really need to cover my head, and then I just sleep in here. So I keep these things off to the side, that way in the middle of the night if I need them then they're there, but typically I don't really need them. And then also, just kind of as a backup in case it gets really cold, I do have a rumple blanket that we can bust out if necessary, but so far, even though it's been snowing the past couple days, we still haven't needed it because we've been warm enough. As far as clothes go, what I'll sleep in is I'll usually sleep in 2 pairs of pants. I'll sleep in like a t-shirt, and then like last night, because I knew that it was supposed to snow overnight, I slept in a t-shirt, and then I slept in this hoodie also. And then my jacket, I won't sleep in it, but I'll keep it nearby, either like by the front passenger seat or somewhere here by the door, in case it just gets absolutely freezing and I need to sleep in that also. But even at a certain point, like I didn't go to bed in my hoodie, I was just in a t-shirt, and that lasted really well until probably like 3 o'clock in the morning is when the temperature switches here. Like it'll be fine, like it'll be like 30 degrees up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it just drops to like 25. So that's like when you can really feel it. So at that point, that's when I was like, oh, where's my hoodie? And I had just been sleeping with that on the side, like where I keep my base layer and stuff. So I just put that on, and then I was fine. And then because my feet get really cold, which I think is pretty standard, I'll just wear 3 pairs of socks, but they're just ankle socks. They're not anything special. I could use wool socks if I wanted, but I don't wear them enough like on a daily basis to have brought them in the car with me. So 3 pairs of socks works just fine, as well as being wrapped up in that blanket, and then the 0-degree sleeping bag. I haven't had an issue. Okay, now let's look at Jonathan's setup. All right, let's have it. What do you got?
Okay, so I have this igloo sleeping bag that I got when I was 10. I don't know what it's rated for.
It's probably rated for like 60
For
degrees.
snow.
Yeah.
But you can see it has a cool.
It is a
that
nice
flannel?
like plaid maybe?
Plaid?
I don't know.
Plaid. I don't know my materials. Has a plaid on
Pattern.
the inside. I have my deluxe sleeping pad, which is
Like,
insulated.
well, we both have those, yeah. So that helps because they are insulated. Anyways, keep going, sorry.
And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just my sleeping bag.
Yeah, so you don't like bundle your feet or anything. You just like get in there, right?
No, I did have socks on, but then I get too hot at the beginning of the night. So I took my socks off, and then that's always a mistake because then my feet get cold.
And
so then I put my socks up here. So then I have to take my socks and put them in with me to heat them.
Yeah, because they're probably freezing.
Because then, yeah. And then I keep all my jackets and extra layers up here, which is not smart because it's by the window. So then I have to bring them in with me to make them warm, and then I can put them on. But I slept with just socks on, my pants, and a t-shirt until this morning.
But you normally sleep in shorts, right?
Yeah, I'll normally sleep in shorts.
Why did you sleep in pants last night? Just because you knew it was going to snow or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But these pants are not.
Not snow approved.
These are, I don't know, these are more like summer pants.
Yeah, they're kind of like windbreaker-ish, right?
But I'm warm enough.
Are you?
I don't know.
What are you doing? I'm like scared of you. Anyways, there's a couple other things you can do to stay warm. Like you could use a heater, a Mr. Buddy, an Olympian, or if you have like diesel, a Webasto, or some sort of something like that, you know, as long as you have ventilation, carbon monoxide detector, etc., etc. Or if you have enough space and you know what you're doing, you could also like install, there's some snow slipping and it made a noise. Is it starting to snow again? I can't tell. I think it is. If you have enough space and you know what you're doing and a large enough rig, you could also use like a wood stove or something. But in the Honda, none of those are just really, I don't know, we just didn't want to mess with it or do anything like that. Even the heater, it's like, we can get by, it's fine. And then to stay a little bit warmer in your sleeping bag, you can do things like heat a water bottle or a couple of rocks and put them at the bottom of your sleeping bag, or use hand warmers and put them in your socks, things like that. But to me, that just seems kind of bulky, because at a certain point, those things are not gonna stay warm all night, and then you've just got like this extra big thing that's clunky at the bottom of your sleeping bag. So it's just not my preference, but you can totally do that and it helps a little bit. So, good morning. So as you saw, that's just kind of what we do. Like, in my opinion, if you just get a really good sleeping bag and then on the really cold nights you layer up, then I think you'll be totally fine. So that is how we stay warm while we are living in a car. I hope you enjoyed this. Well, I stay warm. Jonathan's not really there yet. He has,
A mediocre warm.
Mediocre warm. He has a 20-degree sleeping bag that he did not bring because he thought he wasn't going to need it. Do you regret that decision?
Partially.
Why partially?
Because if I wore my socks and stuff,
Then you think you'd be fine?
Yeah, and I like kept my hoodie on, and I probably would be fine. That sleeping bag's more than warm enough.
See? Layers. Layers is key. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
Anything